Hey folks, how's it going? Chris here from MoDXtra Games and Collectibles. Welcome to the channel. It's time for another Amazon action figure accessory review today. This is where I've gone searching through Amazon to find the weirdest, jankiest, most random, obscure and risky 1/12 scale action figure accessory purchases. I bought one. I'm going to stick it in front of the camera, open it up and share a first instinctual review of the thing. You know the type of stuff I mean. It's got weird keyword stuff titles, weird keyword stuff descriptions, photoshopped, badly photoshopped pictures, a limited number of reviews, massive shipping times because they're coming from some obscure warehouse over in the Far East. You know those things you've seen? They look reasonably priced, but you're just not sure. Well, I'm buying that stuff and reviewing it. And in today's video, I'm taking a look at this. It's a 1/12 scale foldable chair and table for use with your action figures, all written up in Mandarin. And yeah, I'm just going to see if it's any good. So let's get into it. Right then, folks, just very quickly, here it is on Amazon.co.uk. It's called the Amagogo Miniature Table Chair, 6-inch soldier table chair furniture set, action figure desk chair, black. And that's a perfect example of that kind of keyword stuffed setup that they've got going on. $10.99. I ordered mine back on the 7th of May. As you can see, it's taken a very long time to get here. If I go to the product description, you can see, again, very heavy keyword stuff description, written by someone where English is obviously their second language. It did have some measurements, but I just shot from the hip. I didn't bother checking to see whether those measurements would be suitable for my 6-inch lines. I just did it. It's being advertised as suitable for 6-inch soldiers, which my G.I. Joe Classified series figs will, you know, be exactly that. Let's take a look at some of the pickies here. If we go into the gallery, you can see that example again of that weird photoshopped digital renders of the image. The very same table and chair layout on a fake table and wallpaper. Conveniently placed next to a wooden dollhouse. And we've got, oh, there it is, just zoomed in ever so slightly, just in case you wanted to take an even closer look. And then the same image, but flipped. The horizontal version of the image. So, yeah, it's got all the hallmarks to qualify for an Amazon action figure accessory review. I don't believe there's been any reviews on here. No reviews. Nobody's made a comment, although I will be heading over and adding a review. I make a point of it after doing these videos. Now, typically, obviously, it's taken so long to get here. Sod's law. I've gone over to Amazon.com, and they're not on, this particular model's not on Amazon.com right now, although there are folding chairs that look very, very similar. However, I've done a Google around, and I noticed that Walmart Canada are listing it, Temu have got it, AliExpress have got it, and I'm sure it'll come back around to Amazon.com sometime soon. But I suspect that the folding chairs that are listed by a different brand and a different manufacturer are actually the same folding chairs as well. So in the description, I'll put some links. If you can use the Amazon link in there, that's an affiliate link that helps support me. It just helps me raise the funds to keep buying random crap that could be a total waste of time. That would be really appreciated. But just bear in mind, US viewers, that is not listed on Amazon right now. Okay, let's crack it open, shall we? Okay, folks, I'm just going to go nice and quick and dirty here, so you can see like my charging lead on the desk and the bases of all my lamps and stuff. Just plug my phone in to use as a second camera. So you can see it just comes in this kind of very standard sort of plastic baggy packaging. Model effect. Some of the other stuff we've picked up in these Amazon accessory reviews have been model effect. Got all the Mandarin all over the place there. As suspected, it's come from a warehouse over in the Far East. And then on the other side, you can see the items inside there, and it looks like maybe some instructions. So let's crack it open. I'm just going to tear across the top there. There we are. So let's have a look at the contents here. There we go. So there's the table. There's the chair in some separate little baggies. These don't look like much in the way of instructions. I assume putting the legs into the table are going to be pretty straightforward. But if you've got any native Mandarin speakers, maybe you can have a look at all this gubbins and see if it's relevant in any way. So let's pop all that out to one side. we'll start with the table here. So pop that out like so. Slide it out. And then you've got the 4 legs here. And the table itself, just a piece of moulded plastic. And then got what looks like some little like kind of clamp positions to put the legs in. Here's the legs, you can see there. Hollow on the inner side. And then got the leg, the solid wall of the leg on the outer side. This is obviously the section that clips into the table. So let's give that a go. Oh, it's quite hard to get it to go all the way down. And now I've put it in, I can't get it back out. I wonder if there's a specific leg that goes in a specific corner. That wouldn't be the case though, would it? Although that has gone down a lot easier on there. There doesn't appear to be anything on it indicating, saying like left or right, or how would you know where the left or right is? Maybe it's something to do with the curvature of the bit that fits in. Yeah, because that one fits easier in there. That one fits easier in there. Yeah, okay. I don't know why that is, but they seem to fit more neatly in a specific corner, although that one's still sticking down a little bit. Yeah, there we go. There we are. So a table with 4 legs on it. We'll get some figures out in a minute and try them out with the table. And then the chair in another one of these plastic baggies. There's the little sealed envelope-y section at the bottom there. Pop that over here. And yeah, seems pretty straightforward. Oh, what? So that's already popped loose. Hopefully I've not broken it there right out the gate. Otherwise it's going to be a very short review. It seems to fold out nice like that. So let's have a look at this little travesty, shall we? Okay, I've just done that off camera. You can see there's the little pegs here that go into these back legs for this hinge mechanism. And they pop loose if you're a little bit too heavy-handed. So I've managed to put them back in. Let's just put it a bit higher up there so the shadow of the camera's not on top of it. So yeah, a bit of exercise, a bit of caution on that. But it's just like a real folding chair, you know, the hinge, and then you've got another peg that sits in that section there to make it sit and stand. Oh wow, it's not particularly sturdy. One initial impression there around the sturdiness doesn't seem so great. But it looks like a folding chair. I don't know if it's a bit on the big side. Again, we'll get some figures out in a moment. Noticing a lot of these kind of mould lines and scrapes on here as well. Got one on the front there, a little one on the back here. These aren't visible, so that's fine, but there's a kind of visible knock and scrape, which I suppose is, you know, accurate to real chairs of this nature. I know the ones we've got at work are all knackered like that. I noticed on the table as well, actually. Where did I see it? Oh, well, now I can't find it, but yeah, there was a little mark on the table too. Right, so there you go. That's the kind of basic construction. Just like a standard folding chair, and then to fold it flat, presumably. Yeah, there you go, just like that. Although you can see I'm being a little bit more careful and gentle with the... oh, I've done it again. See, these pegs pop out. That's not very good, is it? So how do you do that without popping the pegs out, I wonder? You just sort of have to put your fingers over the top of it and press it in like that to make sure that they don't pop out. Yeah, so there's a bit of a technique with it. But, you know, the plan is to use it for some photos and for some little displays and things. So I suppose you'd have it folded out like a full chair. Anyway, you wouldn't be, you know, manhandling it like I'm doing. And if that did pop out, you know, like I say, it's not particularly brittle, hard plastic. I was able just to maneuver the pegs back in the holes. All right, cool. Right, I'm going to get my boxes out and dig a couple of figures out then, and we can take a look at what it looks like with some folks actually sitting on it, shall we? Okay, folks, well, I've just gone very quick and dirty. I made a little scene. I've got Ripper here on the chair with some cards. There's his grape soda on the table and a bag of, I don't know, stolen goods or something. I've just been grabbing some bits out of some of the bits boxes to put it together. You can see in terms of the chair that it is ever so slightly too big there for the 6-inch figures. So when I've kind of, you know, bent Ripper over into a seating position to get him sat at the chair. You can see down here. Oh, you can see down here that his feet are off the floor. In terms of the table height as well, so if I just reach over here now like this, it is tall enough to get the figure's knees under the table. So if you're taking shots from across the top, it looks a little big and chunky here with a 6-inch classified like that. But it's not too bad. I think the chair's all right, but the table, I don't know. I'm not so sure about the table. I don't know how well that's sitting with me there, because you can see, if I bring that round a little bit there like this, you can see that it, yeah, it just, I don't know, it looks kind of like a bit high. So if I was taking a photo sort of like that, if I was taking a photo like that, and I kind of zoomed in on it, it doesn't look too bad. I'd probably angle it up to hide the fact that his feet aren't touching the floor. But yeah, not too bad, you know. I just had my light there. So yeah, not too bad, but the table looks a bit thick, and the chair does sort of swallow up the 6-incher quite a bit there. If I take the table away, and then just sort of angle that a bit more down, you get a better kind of look at the scale of that with him in it. I'll spin it round like this a bit. Gives you a kind of better sense there. Now I've not tinkered that, I've not fine-tuned it. I've just kind of bent him into a sitting position, chucked some, I think that's from the new Wolverine Sabretooth set, those cards there. Just kind of chucked it together, very quick and dirty. So you could make it look a bit better with some fine-tuning and some tinkering about, but just as a very quick grab and get someone in the chair. That's, well, that's what you're looking at. So I've just grabbed Dr. Jones Sr. here from the Hasbro Indiana Jones Adventure Series range. This is in the more kind of true 6-inch scale, and you can see that the gap, the feet are way more off the floor, and he is more kind of swallowed up by the size of the chair. Again, you can get him up against the table. Let's see if the brolly will stay hanging on the edge there. You can get him up against the table. All right, so it's not too bad if you want to, you know, do something kind of a bit more like that. Although, is he a bit out of focus? Dr. Jones, you're a bit out of focus, but, you know, there he is, checking out some artifacts and updating his diary. But you'd want to sort of zoom in, you know, a bit more like this in terms of the purposes of any kind of photographs that you were planning on taking. But if I zoom out, you can see down there, his feet are like a whole centimetre off the floor. Here's a 7-incher. Got myself the McFarlane DC Multiverse Harvey Dent there from the Dark Knight wave, you know, from the Nolan trilogy. Your main issue with this actually is less about the size and scale and more about the limited articulation with the McFarlane figures, because I can't get the legs in the groin point to come further forward. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the setup, because these 7-inch figures are definitely a better fit. So your larger 6-inch range figures, you know, that are over 6 inches, or a 7-incher kind of fits in the chair better. Although his feet are still, if you get his arse right down into the chair, they're still not easily flush. Obviously, I've given him some milk and cookies because the dude looks like he needs a bit of cheering up. You know what I'm saying? Just sat there flipping his coin, getting miserable. But again, if you were to sort of pop it, you can get it over the knees. I'll reiterate here that this is not a problem with the chair necessarily, so much as it is with the challenges of articulation with the McFarlane figures. But you can see that you can get something pretty decent. If I zoom in, you know, just like I did with Dr. Jones Sr., you can get something going, using the table and chairs if you want to do something sort of zoomed in like that. It's definitely making me think that I want to try and get my hands on a wider accessory selection of books and playing cards and drinks and foodstuffs, because I've only got a very limited, selection of stuff in me bits boxes. You can see I pulled a few trays out of my little bits organising system, but there you go. That's what it looks like with a 7-inch figure from McFarlane. And I think that's about it, really, unless you want to see a quick Marvel Legend. Yeah, let me do a quick Marvel Legend. Okay, well, I just grabbed the Wolverine. I mentioned the Wolverine Sabretooth 2-pack, and he was on my shelf here. I was trying to do something a little bit more creative, with his legs crossed over and resting the legs up on the chair. But as you can see, the the limitations of the articulation is not going to allow me to get that particular maneuver done. So it's not going to work. So let's get him a bit more straight, as if he's going to be sitting at the table. Let's move that back a bit. Pop him there. I keep moving my mouth away from the microphone. You're probably getting the worst audio experience right now, but there we go. So yeah, there we are. Just again, very quick and dirty. I've not tinkered, but I mean, admittedly, Wolverine is one of the shorter kind of Marvel Legends there, but I wanted to try and do something, putting his feet up on the table, and it's just not, Now, if you had like a little crate or something, you could pull something off. Although the legs don't cross so great without bending those knee joints in. But if I sort of swivel the thigh like that, swivel the thigh a bit like that, do that, you could maybe do something, if you had like a crate to put there. Yeah, I don't know. That looks a bit crap, doesn't it? The chair definitely sort of drowns him. So there you go. Yeah. All right, well, there you go then, folks. That concludes this Amazon action figure accessory review, the foldable chair and table that I found on Amazon. Was it worth the tenner? Well, I didn't pay a tenner, actually, at the time. The price has fluctuated up a bit. But no, I would say not. It's not a MoDXtra recommends. It's not a good 6-inch scale. In fact, I'm not even sure it's a great fit with the 7-inch scale stuff that I collect in McFarlane. So I'd probably say it's not one to go for. If, despite my review thoughts and the demonstration I've given today, you think you still want one, then I'll make sure there's links down in the description below. But I think this one has been... yeah, it's meh. I'm feeling meh. I can make it work and make use of it in some instances, but I just think, just looking at it over there on my little Lightbox stage, I'm not impressed. So there we go. All right, well, thanks for watching, folks. I hope you found this useful. If you did, remember to do the thumbs up, like stuff. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, just, because it makes me feel good, and it's validation for my existence. And my ego. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great rest of the week. And I'll see you around these parts again sometime soon for another video. All right? Take it easy.